So I saw the Chicago history page on Instagram and Twitter said that Caleb Williams is the biggest star in Chicago since Michael Jordan. And after reading that, I seriously had to step back, breathe for a second. And I was tempted to type back to that page. Y'all need to calm the fuck down. Listen, the Chicago in me was wanting to say that. Now, I'm Chicago through and through. I want Caleb Williams to be excellent, to excel, to succeed to the highest degree. I want him to be Patrick Mahomes, right? And then we can say that, right? He on a trajectory, all of that. But until then, until he becomes that type of quarterback, Derrick Rose is the second biggest star that ever hit Chicago, Illinois. Caleb Williams not bigger than Patrick Kane and Jonathan Tays from the Chicago Blackhawks. Let's be for real. And I love Caleb. I'm really becoming a fan of the young brother. I really want him to do well. But it is too early, way too early to be calling him the biggest star in Chicago since Michael Jordan. Y'all got to relax. We watched Derrick Rose. We watched Derrick Pooh Rose be a star in Chicago at Simeon High School before he was even a professional, right? We were anticipating him being an NBA star. When he went to Memphis, he was still one of the biggest tickets in Chicago. He wasn't even here. Then when we found out he was coming back to the crib to play, it was over with. Even before he won MVP. What the United Center was packing. It was selling out. United Center was getting full. United Center was packed, a packed house to watch Derrick Rose. And then when we saw him becoming MVP for him, it was over with. Like the fanfare around Chicago, you had people really believing we could beat the Miami Heat. Now, I was praying and hoping and wishing, but I knew LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh was a little too much for Derrick to overcome by himself, because outside of Derrick, the only consistent scorer we had, another guy that could give you at least 20-something every now and then, was Luol Deng. Luol was averaging about 17, 18 a game. But Luol didn't score. He wasn't that prolific. He wasn't prolific enough of a scorer to where if Derrick was getting doubled, that he could really explode for 35, 40. Like, he wasn't that type of scorer, you know what I mean? But anyway, what I'm saying is that Derrick was so captivating. He was so alluring as a player. He was so dynamic that he really had people in the city thinking we was going to beat the Miami Heat because we had beaten them several times in the regular season, right? But bro, what? Listen, shout out to Caleb Williams. Y'all got to knock it off. Derrick is so beloved here. Bet not no player better put on a number 1 jersey. For real. Like, the Bulls going to have to retire that mug. Anybody that try to throw that number 1 on is over with. I remember Michael Carter Williams thought he's finna put that number 1 on, and the city of Chicago let him have it before it even was a thing. Like, brother, you bet not. If he would have put that number 1 on, he would have got booed in Chicago. I'm not lying. Y'all know I ain't lying. That's how big of a star Derrick was here. To this day, Derrick in the arena somewhere in Chicago, in the building, people running to Derrick. Like, if Derrick, that is crazy to think. Derrick has not been an MVP for him in a long time. But if Derrick come in the room, Caleb come in the room, most people running to Derrick Rose. Now, Caleb has a chance to make his legend, to cement his legacy, to be an all-time great player, but we got to let him see. We got to watch. We can't, after how many games we played? 6 games? After 6 games, we can't call him the biggest star in Chicago. Yes, it's Chicago. We can't call him the biggest star in Chicago since Michael Jordan. We can't do that. Again, Jonathan Tays, Patrick Kane, bigger than him. Hell, I think we're excited because we've never had a quarterback of this ilk under center for us. A guy we drafted. You know what I mean? And I love Justin Fields, but he throws the ball better than Justin. And I love Justin. Really do. I really, really love Justin. I'm excited for Justin. I root for Justin all the time. I'm happy to see he's playing well in Pittsburgh. Very, very well. But he throws the ball. He's a better passer than Justin. So I think people are excited, as we should be, because Chicago, we've had a hard go at it with quarterbacks and, in our offense for years. We had some nice running game. We had nice running game, for several teams, but quarterback has always been the question mark for us. Even when we had statistically the best quarterback we've ever had, Jay Cutler, it was still a question mark. Because Cuddy, or the sixth god, Jay Cutler, was not always all in, it seemed like. He was just like happy to get paid and happy to be getting a check. And we all knew that. And he was prone to throw interceptions at the most costly times. You know what I mean? At the craziest times. But anyway, I think it got people a lot of people excited. But I want y'all to know you're not gonna throw aside what Derek Pooh Rose did in Chicago. We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's Caleb 6 games in. We're super excited. The city is buzzing. We're excited to see him develop and all of that. Let him play a full season. Let him make a playoff run first before we call him the biggest thing in Chicago since Michael Jordan. Because that's disrespectful. That really make me believe a non-Chicagoan runs that page. Or a little Chicago young boy. A little young Chicagoan run that page for real. Because hell no. People was going to watch Derek at Beasley, D Rose at Beasley and Simeon. He was a packed house to see him hoop. You feel me? I almost said perform because Derek's play was like a performance. Derek's play on the court was like a performance for real. I almost said people was lining up to see him perform because that's how crazy it was for real. That's how electric the brother was. Don't let these people talk about he was overrated. Don't let they fool you. The man was phenomenal. But anyway, I'm excited for Caleb. Hell, I don't know if Caleb is bigger than Devin Hester was during his time, when he was a return specialist of the best we've ever seen. Not yet. I believe he will be bigger than Devin Hester. We got to see what's going to happen, but I believe he will be phenomenal. We got to give it time first. Let's not go all the way there. Peace.